Welcome to another edition of Politics and Right. I'm Egberto Willis. I'm here with Afia Yunus and at the Bridge Alliance Conference. We sat at the table together, and one of the most prescient statements that we had came from her, an immigrant from another. Well, I think were you born here or?
I was born here, yeah.
Yeah, from a young woman from immigrant families. Her perspective, I thought, was most important. Afia Yunus,
So nice to see you.
welcome
again. Yeah.
aboard. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the statement you made on our table during our little discussion about coming here and not realizing that you just may have been part of the problem as well.
The thing I find interesting is a lot of immigrants and children of immigrants tend to remove themselves from the systemic, institutionalized racism that exists in this country.
Right.
And what I found is it's important for us to realize that even by the nature of us being here, we are recipients of the privilege that came from being non-black.
Right.
And so just recognizing that we're part of that system,
Right.
we operate within that system, and we receive benefits from that system is very important.
And you said it's very important. Why is it important? I mean, saying it's very important is one thing. Explaining the rationale, because what you find is a lot of times you are used as the excuse for hurting somebody else, even if they think they're not. So explain.
Well, step one is awareness.
Right.
And I believe in a specific type of model in becoming an agent of change. Step one is awareness,
Right.
which then creates empathy, which then creates the humility necessary to actually become an agent of change. You're part of the problem
Right.
if you don't realize what role you play in this society. That's what will create the spark to actually do something about it. We're at a table, and a lot of people say if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And I think if I'm a person of privilege, right, and I recognize that, then and only then will I be willing to pull up a chair for someone else.
Now, when I was given my narrative, there's a word that I use and that you took exception to. Help.
Yeah. Explain
Explain, first of all, what was it in the way that it was used that needs to be corrected?
Yeah, it's I've heard this term help a lot, on the progressive left side and on the conservative right. To me, the word help implies that I have and you have not. And that I have come to be your savior and give you what you don't have. And I'd like to shift that to now using the word service and serve. Because what that implies is we can mutually benefit each other. And we both have resources that we can bring to the table. And let's move away from I have this and I'm going to give it to you, and instead say I'm going to serve you and our common cause, because we both have resources and assets.
I've been, when I talk about, I think folks need to do things that help. I never took it that way. And after you said that, I thought back and I said, you know what? That is absolutely true. That is actually disempowering to some. If you look at it deep inside, if I have to require your help, it is ironic that that's how I expressed it, because generally in my narrative it is about not asking but taking what's yours. That has always been my narrative on politics done right. We don't ask for somebody to give us our freedom. We don't ask for anybody to do those things. But at the same time, when we spoke, I used the word help as if, so I accept that as it's something that we have to work on in language, because actually it permutes itself into something else.
Yeah, and it can, just like you said, it can be disempowering to the people that we're trying to serve.
Right.
And what brought me here today is that I'm on the board of the One America movement, and we're an organization that really lives by that principle that when we try to serve, when we create projects of bringing different multi-faith groups together, the first thing we do is ask the community, like, how can we serve? How can we help each other? What resources do you have? What resources do we have? And let's uplift and empower each other.
Now, the Bridge Alliance, when you decided to come here, what do you want to leave with? There's a reason you came. What do you want to leave with?
I think for me, it's more about we have all of these organizations and groups that are doing great work, but unfortunately, most of us are not working together. So I feel like organizations like this, I mean, this is my first time here, can help facilitate bringing these organizations together, aligned on common goals, to have a greater impact.
You said that is why you came here. I want to just give some kudos to a lot of the new people that I've seen come into these, not only to the Bridge Alliance, which was for the last time very white, not only the Netroots Nation, another organization I work with that was very white. For us to look like America, we have to be intentional. For us to be intentional, it means people like you have to participate. So I think it's a good thing that that we are bringing just about everybody into the fold now in these progressive movements. So Afia Yunus, thank you so kindly
so much.
for the
It's such a
interview.
pleasure.
You're doing excellent work and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.